Hey guys, we are ready for the next song. So today we're going to be looking at Christmas Time is Here. For many of you, this probably conjures up memories of being a kid, waiting for Christmas specials to come on television, which is inconceivable for children of this generation. Certainly my own kids, they have never had that experience of waiting for a certain Christmas special to come on TV. You clear your schedule, you make sure you're sitting in front of the TV at 7 o'clock on Saturday night because you're going to be watching the Charlie Brown Christmas special. Unless your brothers want to watch Hockey Night in Canada, in which case you're going to have to fight over the remote control. In our case, we didn't even have a remote control. We actually had to get up and go and change the channel on the TV. So we were very much behind our friends. Anyway, Charlie Brown. So this was 1965, composed by Vince Guaraldi and Lee Mendelsohn. Very much a Christmas standard, or a jazz standard, and a Christmas go-to for many people. This is going to be a favorite for many of you. So we are looking today at a jazz song. We're going to be working with some seventh chords today. So here we go. I'm going to demonstrate this and I'll show you how it goes. So not that difficult. It sounds very sophisticated. These chords are really very beautiful. So let's spend a little bit of time looking at the chords. You've got lots of time here. The rhythm is very fluid on this one. So you want to take your time to really find those chords, play them, become very confident in them. So chord number 1, we've got an F major 7. Now this F major 7 looks like many notes. So let's just break this down into its parts. We have an F major chord, F A C, and in the left hand an F bass. So perhaps you already know this. If this is playing by chords is new to you, we generally, the right hand provides some a chord of some description, and the left hand will provide a bass. Sometimes, as in this case, the left hand may also add in some other notes, and we're going to offer that today as an option. So we've got our F major chord here. We're going to add in what's called the major 7th. So for those who, again, are looking for the theoretical explanation, the F here at the top, this would be the octave. And since there are 8 notes in the octave, this E here is the 7th note, in fact, in the key of F. E is natural, so we call that the major 7th. So we are going to play every second note here, starting on the F. All right, so you'll notice there are these 3 empty notes in between. We'll add in a left hand. Even this alone sounds really great already. If you want to add in the 7th in the left hand as well, you'll notice both of those are E's. You can do that. Okay, it just adds a tiny little bit more, another layer to it. So it sounds great. All right, so you'll notice that the melody, I can just show you that right away. It's just top, 5, 3, 3. You'll notice too my finger numbers there. I'm using 1, 2, 3, and 5. I wouldn't use finger 4 here. So starting on your 5, 3, 3. All right, now we're going to go into chord number 2. All right, chord number 2, we have an E flat here. It's a little bit hard to see. In fact, we aren't even using all of the notes. So we've got the A here. Just take a look at the black notes there in the right hand. And in the left hand, we're going to add in an E flat. I realize that's actually cut off there on the diagram, but that's an E flat. So you can just see I'm right there on the black note. Okay, so this chord, you'll notice, has a lot more dissonance than this one. This one sounds very harmonious and sweet. This one, not as much, but that is what gives the song its richness. So just one thing that I should probably mention, how do you get from chord number 1 to chord number 2? That is going to take a little bit of work. So spend a bit of time just actually practicing this progression. Plant your thumb on the F because you're going to aim for the A. A lot of what's involved in playing piano is actually just telling your fingers where to go. So we want our pinky to land on A for this next chord. So we might as well just use the thumb kind of as just plant it and just find that A there with your pinky, and then you'll just add in those the 2 black notes. They're fairly easy to find there. In the left hand, it's very straightforward. We're just moving from the F to the E flat. Okay, so as you play the pinky, play it, or as you come on down to chord number 2, play the pinky once by itself. That A, and then play it the second time with the chord. Okay, go ahead, pause the video, do that as many times as you need to. It actually is repeated a few times in the song. Okay, so there we go. Those are the first 2 chords. Now, next set of chords. We are going to play a B. We're going to do basically a progression of 7th chords in the left hand. Again, if you know what, maybe I should actually just start with the bass notes. For those of you who are just playing a single bass note, you don't need to play that 7th there on top. That is an extra level of difficulty for sure. So if you're new to chord bass playing, you just want to play the bass, and you're just going to walk down in semitones just like this. Okay, down you go to the G. All right, so as we start there on the B, let's add in a B 7 in the right hand as well, a B minor 7 in this case. Okay, you'll notice that the chord is called B minor 7 flat to 5. I won't go into too many details here, but that is what this chord is. The easiest way to think of it is just to play all of the white notes there starting on B, exactly like what you did before with that F, but now we're on B. Okay, that's chord number 1. We'll add in the melody later. Okay, so from here, you need to go down to that B flat and the D flat, but that is really, those are kind of just some notes that we stick in there in between on our way down to our chord number 2. So let's just maybe talk about the actual target notes, or these places that we land, our landing points. This will be chord number 1, this will be chord number 2, and chord number 3. You'll notice we can actually just keep essentially the same chord shape, with the exception of here on our G. You'll notice that the B, here we do not play all white notes. That would be the wrong chord. We do want to play the B flat like this. All right, so you want to play those 3 in a row. Just practice going down, remembering that that's the B flat. Okay, in order to put the hands together, let's just play a single note and then walk down the semitone here, and then when you get to the A, play the next white note, or the next chord in the left hand. All right, walk down again in the left hand and play your 3rd chord. That would probably be the simplest way to actually play this. Okay, you'll notice there are a few bits missing, so if you have it in you, go ahead and just watch now as we add in a few more variations in the right hand. So there's chord number 1. As we walk down, we're just going to also kind of a parallel movement here. We're going to walk down with the bottom of the hand in the right hand. Okay, so you're just moving the thumb and finger 2 here. The B and the D flat become flat together with the left hand. All right, let's move down now into chord number 2. That was, again, with the A there. We're going to walk down again in the same way. You'll notice that from the A and the C down, we're just going to go a semitone down, just like we did previously. So the bottom of the right hand, the rule is basically just go down a semitone, down a semitone, down a semitone. And then you're going to land right there on that G minor 7. Hang on to this one and just change the left hand for a C. Okay? And the last step from here, we're just going to go up with the F. And again, if you feel like adding in an E here, that's great. All right? So I'm going to go over those events there one more time, or these steps one more time. Down to chord number 2. Move down a semitone at the bottom of the chord. There we go. There we're in chord number 3. Hang on to that chord in the right hand. and just pair that up with the left hand on C. And now we're just going to move back up to the chord that this was chord number 2, actually, if you think of it, right? This was 1, this was 2. We're going to end on that one again. And we can pair that up with an F in the left hand. If you choose to add in the 7th with your with a thumb, that's great. Otherwise, just play the bass note. Okay? To add in the melody is again at the top of the chord. All right? So that's the first part. Now, you're going to be ready now to play chord number 2, but the melody starts right there on the E. Down you go, semitones. Okay, we're going to land right over here on the G minor, but the melody starts on the E. Those melody notes are right there at the top of the chords. I'll just isolate them for you so you can see the melody notes. All right, so it's just a third down there, starting on the E now. We're gonna walk down. And when you play that last G, you've got that A there. Now I'm just realizing that I don't think I had shown you the E flat there. And then come on down to the G minor.